Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Wie geht es Ihnen? Sorry, crap. Okay. Well, howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. For those of you who are slow to pick up on the link, I will grab it and I will link it in Discord. But if you were faithful subscribers, you would get it and get the notification to know that it's live. But that would mean that you guys loved me. Get it and get the notification so I can mute it. All right. So that are done. So now let's get into it. Okay. Maps. Let's go to my test map. And this is on the Explorer pack from Sandy Studios. And this demo, this current updated version isn't on the website or on Discord. But there is a version of this. Let's kind of show you really quickly of what it actually looks like. You've got the Jeeps here. Get your character. And the Jeeps are idling because they're running. You got a little English words. All the different pickup items and a pair of binoculars and knife, pistol, torch, all kind of cool stuff. And in it you can hop in the Jeep and drive around. I am still having issues. I haven't worked on it again since the other night with replication on getting in and out of the Jeep. That's still currently not working correctly, so that's why I haven't uploaded the new version of it yet. So currently right now the clients won't be able to operate the Jeep itself, but you can get in and out like so. Alright, so the purpose of this one is to establish a pickup system. As you can see, I've already got, your player character. He's got some junk on his hip, which that's fine. But let's start off with request the binoculars. I've never messed with binoculars before, so let's actually kick off with how we're going to do that. So what I'll do to start off with is go to my assets folder and gadgets, and I'm going to create a new, actually in the assets folder itself, I'm going to create a new folder. We're going to call this pickups, and then I'm going to create a new blueprint, which is going to be an actor, and binocs_p, and then I want to come down here to my asset pack, find the meshes. Is it on attachments? No. It is in props. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to select the static mesh for that. I am going to I thought I already opened it up. Assets, pickups, open up the binocs pickup. And we need to make sure that it's anchored correctly up here. Now we need to find our binoculars, which are here. And I'm going to add component, static mesh, and binocs. And we already have them. They're there. So we want to be able to pick them up. So we need to create a box collision. And it's good enough. So now we have that. We have our box collision. Now I'm using player_base as my player character, as many of you may know. So let's compile and save. And I'm going to right click on the box, add event on component begin overlap, and same thing on component end overlap. And I need my player character, because we're going to make some changes. Go to our player base, and boy, I got a mess here. So just going to find some clear space, and we've already got one variable there, so I'm going to create a new variable let's see, has binocs for one of them, and add another variable at pickup. So we'll start with the simple way of doing this, and then I'll make things much more complex. So simple way to go is you start from your other actor and cast to player character, or in my case player underscore base, and give me the same thing here. Cast to my player. Now what we're wanting to do is we want to retrieve these right here at pickup. So we want to set at, learn how to spell dum-dum, at pickup, and connect that. Control C, Control V. So yes, we're at the pickup right there, and we're setting that no, we're not at it. The reason why I'm doing it this way is at some point what I'm going to want to do is set up a way to, when you're actually looking at it, to actually highlight it. So when you actually are physically looking at the binocs, they will change color. They'll get an outline around them, and then you can press the E key to be able to pick them up. So I'm starting to put some things in place to get ready for that. So to keep it simple, we now also need to be able to figure out, can we get them? So let's compile and save. And with has binocs, we don't have no binocs right now. And another thing we can actually do is go to our mesh and look at our viewport. Now I don't have an animation yet. I'll make a half-assed animation here in just a moment. But let's get it in the hand first. So one of the things I would like to do is create a socket on our player mesh. So I'm going to go to my actual skeleton, go to the skeleton tree, click on the right hand, and I am going to right click on it and add a socket, and I'm going to call this main you suck ass. Alright, so it didn't give me the ability to type it in, so I actually have to manually select it and hit F2. Then I'm going to call it main hand. Now with that main hand, what I want to do is I want to move it around, and I want to get it in position to where it looks semi-normal. Even though we're not holding on to anything just yet, we can actually right click on it and add a preview asset. Dinner was amazing, by the way. Holy cow. Sorry, kick back from the lime juice. So for now, we just want to go ahead and rotate this around just so we're holding it. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. We're just actually holding on to the item. We'll actually create an animation and set up this handhold to work for this, for that. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. So we want it there. So now from our mesh, we want to add a component of the, let's actually go ahead and find it again, which is in our props, binocs, go to our player, add component, static mesh, and then we can change the name to binocs, parent socket is going to be main hand. You see, now we've got it in our hand. You're just kind of hanging on to it for right now. The next thing I want to do is I want to scroll down and uncheck visible. So it's hidden right now. And compile, save. Now back in our event graph, now we got E is here for getting in and out of the vehicle, but we can use it again. We can use it as many times as we want to. Keyboard E and select it. So now when we press the E, I could have just grabbed that one and copy and paste, but I want to make sure you guys knew how to be able to get this. Hey, I'm working on it. I'm old and slow. Leave me alone. So first thing we want to do is we need a branch, and we need to ask, are we at the pickup? And connect that to press. So it's going to ask, it's going to check to see if we're at that pickup. So we can't just magically spawn it in. We actually have to be at that particular pickup. You can call this at Binox and hide it in all kind of different folders over here. So if you want to do this right here, go to your category and call this one Jeep for the category. And now we can hide that in there, and we don't have to look at all our variables. So that's a little cheaty method for cleaning up things. So it's going to ask if we're at the pickup. It could be at Binox, what have you. But it's going to ask if we have, and we're at the pickup. And then we want another one, another branch here from the true. Then we want to ask, do we already have the Binox? So do we has Binox? If the answer is yes, then kiss on my buttocks. You don't get to have them again. If you don't already have them, then it will allow you to pick them up. So what I would do is then set from false. No, I don't have the Binox. Set has Binox to true. And then what I want to do is, now this is assuming you don't already have something else in your hand. This is just setting the fact that you have your Binox. So what we'll do now is we'll create another key to actually use the binoculars. So let's do keyboard B. So B for Binox. That seems logical, right? First off, we need a branch. So let's actually, for now, if you want it to be momentary, you could then do off of the release there, but I'm actually going to do a flip-flop. So that's what that's going to do, is it's going to say, okay, we hit B once to use our Binox, hit it again to get rid of them. So off of our A branch, we want to actually, let's actually put that over here, because we need to make sure that we have the Binox before we can do anything. So we need to ask, do we have the Binox? If the answer is true, then we can flip-flop. That's more logical. So now all I want to do is, to start off with, I'm going to get a reference to my Binox. Just drag it in right here. And I want to set visibility. And what I'm going to do here is Control C and Control V to copy and paste. Put that there, and I want to set the visibility to true and false. Yes, yes, I know, shut up. Go right there. So in theory right now there are no Binox anywhere on the map. So if we hit B, we're not going to do anything. And we can press E all day long because we're not at any of the triggers. So that works. So this is that. So let's close you and close you. Let's go back to our pickups. And I'm going to put the binocs on the ground. Now you can see that they're underground a little bit. You could raise it up manually here, but I would say go back into this, grab your binocs, and move them up. And no, go back to doing 5. Compile, save. Now if we look at it, let's delete these, drop them in, and it's the same. So let's go back in here, raise them up, and that's good enough. Alright, so now when we're going in here, hey look, there's a pair of binoculars. You walk over to them, hit E, and now let's hit B. So now we can toggle them on and off. But the next thing we want to do is we want those to go away. And to make them go away, we can, let's create another variable. So set has binocs is equal to true, and then what we want to do is at that point we want to set another variable. Let's see here. We want to set picked up to true. There's another way to do this, and that's fine. We'll get to that. But then we'll do here is get picked up. I want to get a reference to that because it's going to ask, did we pick them up? If, oh come on, would you stop? It's hanging up there. For some reason, 420 has been the bane of my existence. Thank you. And let's go ahead and add a branch. So we could walk all over this thing, but if we didn't pick it up, then it's not going to do anything. It's just going to stay on the ground. And if we did pick that up, then let's also do one more thing here. Set picked up defaults as well. So it should at that point automatically turn us back. And two things we can do here. We can actually destroy actor, and what that'll do is, and it's going to target self here, not the player. So if we come in here, I'm like, hey look, there's a pair of binocs. So let's walk over it and don't do anything. Everything is good. Walk over here, let's pick it up. And it won't let me pick it up. Okay, so that didn't work. If picked up is equal to true, then that's that. Player base set picked up to true here. Press E, has binocs set picked up. So we definitely need to make sure that we set that to true, so that we now have binocs, so we can't pick it up again. So at our player, we want to pick it up, and then we want to make this disappear. So let's actually take that off of here. And again, I hate doing this, but there are ways of setting up event timer or event system to where it actually knows that you just picked up an item. So from here, we can, cast to our player. I can actually grab that, Control V, connect this, and here we want to get our player character. And this is not the best way of doing it. For now, let's actually simplify it back down again. So we're doing it right now to tell that we're at the pickup. Let's get rid of that. So this, the actual item itself is saying you're at the pickup and that kind of thing. But what we can do here is, instead of, we just want to get, before I get too crazy here, we just want to verify whether or not we have it. And then let's see here. Now we do need to have that at pickup. I've done this so many damn times, and right now I'm just getting brain dead again. So we're at the pickup. That's fine. So let's just move this back over here and put our branch back in. Because we need to verify that we are at that pickup item, we don't want to just be able to hit the key at any time and just magically spawn it. So let's get that. Has binocs. To make the item physically disappear once we've actually has binocs, Brain's going through a couple different ways of doing this, of verifying it, so that you could have 15 binoculars on your level that'll only affect this one. But so again, we'll come back over here and set picked up to true. Because we are telling it to actually pick it up. So we need to actually come back over here and do like I was doing. From an event tick, we need to check to see if we're at the pickup and if we did pick it up. So cast to player underscore base, and then get player character. So here we want to get at pickup to verify that we're there, and to run our branch. And then we want to also get picked up to verify that we did pick it up. And then we can destroy actor is just going to actually delete it from the map, and it's gone for good. See, if we walk over it, it shouldn't do anything. See, I'm hitting B and nothing's happening. There we go. It's gone. We picked it up. It is gone from the map. I can hit B because now I have the binoculars. That's all good. But what if we don't want them to stay deleted? What if we want them to come back? So instead of the destroy actor, what we can do is replace that with a method of disabling it. So you want to get a reference to your binocs and a reference to your box collision. And first off, you want to, item was picked up, let's go ahead and set visibility of the binocs to false. And then add a delay. Let's give it 3 seconds. And then we're going to set our visibility back to true. Connect our binocs back into here. So it's going to do that, but we need to make sure we disable that box collision. And the honestly, it's not going to be that big of a speed bump whenever you're talking about just a small pair of binoculars, but you would also want to turn off collision, but that's a minor thing. I'll leave that up to you guys if you want me to show that. Box. Let's try to deactivate. Connect that here, connect that there. So we deactivate the box and then activate it after our delay. So the box collision won't actually be usable during that time period. So compile and save. Go in here. Hey, look, binoculars. Screw it, I don't want them. You know what? I do want them. So now they're gone. I can use them, and now they're back. But they disappeared. So we need to fix that. If they were picked up, then true. Let's put something else in here just for testing purposes. Do once. Because we want to do it once. So now it respawns. And now it doesn't. Because we're not picking it up and we're not able to pick it up. So now I hit the B to enable and disable. You want an animation to go along with that, you say. Okay. Binocs is good now. So this is all good. We can skip this for now. We need to, besides setting visibility, again, it's all about variables. Using binocs. So let's compile and save that. And we want to set using binocs to true. Control C, Control V, check that. So when we hit B the first time, we're going to set the visibility of our binocs to true, and we're going to set a variable to using binocs to true. When we hit the B key again, then it's going to hide the visibility and say we're no longer using the binocs. So lovely. We need an animation for this. Oh goodness. Character animation, other, sitting, unarmed. I don't have an animation, so I'm going to temporarily make one. I'm going to grab my idle and I'm going to drag that over to my other folder here, and I'm going to rename this to using Binox. And yes, it's an idle animation. But let's go ahead and pause it, drag it back to the first frame, and zoom in a little bit. And let's grab the upper arm. Lower arm. And what we're going to do here is we're going to just simulate that he's actually using his binoculars. This is not going to be pretty, but it's going to be functional for now. It's actually not bad. Want to get it, of course, closer. Well, that's good and terrible, right? That hand is just way too tweaked. Said I'm not trying to be a master here at animation making. Just want to get something that's gonna be close enough. It's actually... Ew, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the rotations. Let's shove it through his face. That's good, right? Alright, this is going to be good enough for... You know what? It'll just be shoving it through his eyeballs for right now. Yeah, that's close enough. I just want to simulate that he's actually looking through them. Oh, that looks terrible. I can't have him sticking in his face. So that's good. That's good enough. I say that, but I keep screwing with it. I can't help it. So you just have to keep panning around and trying to get it as close as possible. No, because everything is still set on 10. Damn it. I always change it to 5. There. You know what? They're just going to be sticking in his head for now. I could sit here for an hour trying to do this and just trying to overcome my OCDs on, nope, it has to be this way. It could be worse. It could be drinking American vodka. Just want to kind of match the upper arms. Again, it's not like super critical for me for this project. You guys would want to do this on your own, then yeah, take your time, get this. This is what's called the keyframe. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but you know what? That's just his hand. Close enough. So we got his hands where they're using binoculars. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit key and apply. Now if I hit play, he's just kind of doing the idle thing while he's holding on to his binoculars. And yes, that hand's not connected to binoculars. You can actually set up a feature for doing that and attaching the hand, and I'm not going to get that in depth into it. I'm just trying to make a quick deal here. So what we've already done is told the player character to say using binocs, and what I'll do is go into my unarmed animation blueprint, and this is typical third-person animation blueprint. It looks crappy, so I'm gonna delete that. Delete that. Yes, I am that. Ugh, I have to have things a certain way. So I'm just gonna clean this up. Bear with my OCDs. You ass clown. I had all of you selected, and then I was dragging you. Have the courtesy to do what I'm telling you to do when I tell you to do it. Don't be a bad blueprint. All right, that's better. All right, so now that we're doing all this, we're already doing try get pawn owner and all this stuff right here. So let's actually come in here and cast to player underscore base. Yeah, I've already thought of a better way. I'll come back to that. If you're doing single player, this is perfect. Get player character. If you're doing multiplayer, then you want to do get all actors of class, and then the one that's using binocs, and there's a whole ball of wax you have to go through for that. And I forgot what it was called. Binocs. Get using binocs. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is a branch. Actually, hang on. Promote this to a variable using binocs question mark. So we set it to a variable of that. So with that here, we need to go to our animation graph. Let's compile and save. Go to our animation graph and go inside of our default state machine, and only from the idle run, let's do drag out from here, and we want to add a new state. We'll call that binocs. Then we want a state going back to idle and run, and then to go to using them, we want to, using binocs, drag it in here, and that's it. If we're using our binocs, we can use our binocs. So we go back to this, and on this, using binocs, we'll get, and important thing here, not equal Boolean. No, not Boolean, excuse me. So if we are not using our binocs, then we come out of that transition. So compile and save, and then go back into here and binocs. We want the using binocs blueprint we just created, or animation we just created, and there we go. Compile and save, and since I probably made a mistake somewhere, let's go ahead and try it anyway. Nothing happens, so let's go get our binocs. Alright, so we got our binocs. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's working. So now, if I want to stop using my binocs, then I can put them away and we go back to our normal animation. But we want to stop us from moving because you can see we didn't have a walking with binocs animation. So let's actually, we'll close that. Let's go back into our binocs. Using binocs. And pause it one more time. Yeah, it's bugging me. This animation sucks. His hand is weird. You know what? Quit scrolling that animation, dumbass. Alright, so we want to stop our movement. So we go back to our player blueprint. And at this point, we want to get a reference to our character movement. And I'm put it right here between these two because I'm using it on both sides. Let's try doing deactivate and activate and see if that works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So we're not using, we can resume walking again. Alright. Hey, let's go pick up some binoculars. So we got binoculars, I'm running, and it stopped me. I cannot move. I cannot walk in any direction whatsoever. All I can do is look through my binoculars. So now whenever I hit B to put them away, I see it transitions back and forth between the two automatically because we set it up in the animation blueprint. So using our binoculars stops us cold. Now, the next thing you'd want to do is, I got a follow camera. I don't have a first-person camera set up. So we want to be able to see through those binoculars, right? So let's, on our mesh, let's add a component called a camera. We're going to call this binoc cam. And with that selected, we want to socket it to the head. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell it to stop moving. So check this box right here and then uncheck real time. And then what I want to do is I want to rotate my camera 90 and 90. Then I want to go ahead and let's push it out to about right here so it simulates we're right in front of binoculars. You can shrink this down, you can pause it, you can do whatever. It's not going to matter because we want this to actually be directly in front. So now if we hit compile and save, the next thing before we click off of anything else, scroll down and turn off auto activate. So that camera does not automatically turn on. So now what we want to do is we want to get a reference to our cameras. So let's get a reference to our binoc cam, and let's actually move these down and move this up because I'm going to be cool and I'm going to be neat. Let's grab our follow cam. So now we got a reference to both of those. And first thing we want to do is when we're using our binoculars, we want to come from our follow camera and deactivate the follow camera. And I'm going to Control C and Control V because I'm going to put this down here. Now I'm going to deactivate the binoc cam. Now what I want to do is also activate, and I want to go ahead and Control C, Control V. So we're deactivating on the first line, we're deactivating the follow camera, and we are activating the binoc cam. We're going to deactivate the binoc cam and activate the follow cam when we're not using binoculars. So now we hit play. If I hit B, nothing happens because we don't have it. So we come over here and we pick up our binoculars. Thank you. The hell. So now we're using our binoculars, but we need to be able to move with it. So we need some controls. So let's make it even more fun. Isn't that beautiful? It's just so neat and organized. Okay, so go back, click on your binoc cam, and you want to use pawn control rotation. So second option under control camera options. So we want to use that pawn control rotation. Compile and save. But there's one more thing that we want to do, and we want to click out from this, and you type in yaw, set use controller rotation yaw. And I'm going to Control C and Control V. So now I'm going to use it there, and I'm not going to use it down here. What that means is now we're going to be able to look all around, pan all around. It's going to be awesome. But it's not a thing where we need crosshairs right now. Unless we want crosshairs. But let's burn one bridge at a time. Let's go over here. And we picked up our binoculars. We hit B. And now we can look all around. Cool, right? We can't move because we're in binocular mode. Hit B again, and now we're good to go. Magic. Next thing, yeah, we're just going to keep making this weird. Field of view, projection mode. Yeah, I've never tried that before. Horizontal field of view in degrees. It's ignored in orthographic mode. So we know that 90 is the norm. Let's actually just, for shits and grins, let's put it at 46. And we know that we want to go ahead and pick up our binocs. So to me, that looks like it's zoomed in. It's an artificial zoom, but it's zoomed in. See, it's kind of like it's zooming in. So what if we change that to, let's actually change it to 25 instead of 90. It's kind of drastic there, but alright, so let's look at the Jeeps. We see how they look now. go into our binoc mode. Whoa, really zoomed in there. If you want to get cool, I guess you could say mouse scroll wheel, and you could adjust the amount of... I don't know how to do that. That's field of view. Camera settings. Let's just grab a reference to our Binox cam. And set field of view. Let's actually do that somewhere else. Let's bring that down here and run it as a custom event. Or I'm just gonna run off event tick for right now until I figure it out. And I'm going to get a reference to using Binox. No, I don't want it off event tick. Mouse wheel axis. Huh. Never used this before. You know, I've never used it before. So let's actually, for now, input, mouse, thumb, right mouse, mouse wheel, up and down. There we go. But which way is up and which way is down? I don't know. Alright, who knows? Tell me. Which way is up, which way is down? When are we referring to the mouse wheel? If you're using your Binox and you press the mouse wheel up, I think that's rolling it forward. And then let's try mouse, or try putting your hands on the keyboard. Mouse wheel down. So let's do both. I said this is how I learn things, by screwing around with them and just till I figure it out. The hardest part of learning things is getting over yourself on things. So then we had mouse wheel axis. Alright, it's a nice drink of choice. Cherry Coke. I don't consume alcohol, so if I'm making refreshment jokes, it's jokes. Alright, so get mouse wheel axis. If we don't do anything, it's set at 0. What we want is also to get reference to our Binoc cam. And set field of view. Why do we have 2? Let's run this one. Control C, Control V. Alright, so with that, let's connect our Binox cam here. So we're going to do this. We're going to move this forward a little bit, and we're going to, and this is a float, so we'll do float plus float, and we'll try 10. So in theory, if we're pushing forward is going up to zoom in. So this should go down here, and then this goes up here, and then we'll do minus, so we float minus flight. I appreciate it, bud. Yeah, I can see both chats here, but I'm not going to respond to Discord private messages on Discord while I'm actually streaming. Most of everybody knows that, because, you know, I'm not going to stream and read private messages whenever I have the Cindy Studios one is the one that I'm watching right now. Plus, I've got Streamlabs working again, so I'm watching that chat. So in theory, what we're trying to do here is we're going to check to see if we've got our Binox, and we're going to add plus or minus 10. Then we can go back to here and set it at 50. So it's more or less right in between where we had it. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but you know what? We're going to find out. Go over here, pick up the Binox. We're going to look at the Jeep. Oh, thank you. So we hit our Binox, and oh, that's no bueno. Hello. Trying the mouse wheel here, and it's, yeah, it's, that didn't work. So, oh well, this is 1 and that is 10. So it should pick up off of the movement of the mouse wheel and nothing else. Let's drive over there. I don't feel like walking anymore. I'm getting tired. So we got our Binox, and yeah, this all of my live streams auto record. Yeah, my mouse wheel function isn't working the way that it should be here. Like I said, I've never tried to get mouse wheel access and adding it to it. You know what? That's probably not the best way to do it anyway. So let's actually grab this guy. I'm going to move these forward, and let's try one more thing here. Let's get field of view. And do it this way. So we actually get the field of view. Yes, I am going to sit there and line that up so it looks good. It's not easy being this stupid. I mean, OCD. So now it's going to get the current field of view, and it's going to go up and down by 10 this way. This makes more sense. So yeah, like I'm saying is, get in a damn Jeep. What's wrong with you? Alright, stupid little glitch with this thing right here. I'm accelerating and turning, and I'm going to get out. It doesn't disable the movement right now. I could probably fix this, but it's funny as hell to watch. It'll just sit there and just keep doing that until I hop back in it. Ah, run my ass over. Come back over here. Run away! Run away! So yeah, it'll sit there and keep doing that until I get back in it. Like I said, I could fix that, but it's funny. Give me them damn binoculars. Give them to me. Give them to me. Thank you. So now let's look and... Oh no, it worked to a certain point. Oh god, it works. Oh, that's terrible. So we have a limit. So we now have zooming binoculars. Then I'm using the mouse wheel to be able to adjust the zoom level. So we should probably clamp a value on that. And one way of doing that is to actually clamp the value, but I want to show just exactly what it's actually being done with this. So what I want to do here is I'm going to create a couple branch nodes. Branch nodes are your friend. And I'm going to come to this branch node. So we're going to temporarily break everything. Oh my god, you had it working. Now you're going to go and screw it all up. No, well, almost. Not really. What I'm going to do is I want to set it to where you get an equal boolean. Not a vector, you retard. Equal on float. So what I want to do is I want to check to see if it's equal to 0, and I want to stop it from going. So going forward zooms in, so up is pushing forward, is zooming in. So this is the way right here. So if it's equal to, we're going to set this to 120. I don't know what it actually should be. But let's Control C, Control V, so we get another one. We want to ask if it's equal to 0. Alright, so if it's equal to 0, then we don't want to do anything. If it is false, then we can add... Wait, we're adding 10 here. Well, I probably got this backwards, so let's put that one at 0. Then we'll put this one at 120. And worst case scenario, if I got it wrong, then I can just come back in here and fix it. So if it is equal to 0, then we don't want to do anything. False, we want to be able to remove 10. So actually we don't want to, if it's 0, then we go to negative 10. So let's check it at 10. And instead of equal to, let's actually, we want to check, see if it is equal to or less than or equal to 10. If it is less than or equal to 10, then we need to set it to 10. I know, we're making things complicated as hell, but you know what? I'm enjoying this because this is something that I've never done before, and I like figuring out new things. So, alright, so if it is equal to or less than 10, and like I said, I may have these two mixed up. And we'll just scratch this one for now, and we'll do float if it is greater than or equal to 120. Then we want to set it to 120. We want to, basically, this is the hard way and the long route of clamping it in. But I just want you to see what it actually takes to do this. And let's go ahead and break that. So if it is less than or equal to 10, then we want to set field of view. No. Let's try the other one. Set field of view. That is not what I want. May end up setting up another variable. Oh, never mind. I'm doing the wrong shit. Set field of view. Yeah, we'll Control C, Control V, grab a reference from our cam so we don't aggravate the gods. So if it is less than or equal to 10, true, then set it to 10. If not, then we'll skip right through to there. And this one we're asking is the field of view greater than or equal to 120. If so, then let's set it to 120. So we're clamping a max value of what we're trying to set here. And if it is not, then we can just pass straight through to here and go ahead and start adding and subtracting. So what I need to do now is find out if I've got that backwards. Good chance that I probably do have it backwards. You have damn binoculars. Thank you. So now if I look, pushing it forward, zooms in, and I cannot zoom in any farther. I can zoom out, and I can't zoom out any farther. That did it. I did it right. I did something right. So we have zooming binoculars. Alright, it's not cool enough yet. It's not... You want more? You want to improve the functionality even more, you said? Well, then kiss my ass. Just like you sons of bitches are always wanting more. Nothing's ever good enough for you. Okay. Let's do something cool. I really suck at graphic editing, so you're just going to have to suffer. You're going to have to suffer watching me suffer trying to make a mask. So when we're in our binocular view, we see that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and create a new, and I'm using GIMP, by the way, and I'm going to do 1920 by 1080 pixels. So this is our screen here, and since I absolutely suck at doing things, I'm going to do this, and you're probably going to say, oh, you're such an idiot, this is not how you do it. You know what? I'm old, I'm stupid, and I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know what? Biteth upon my buttocks. What the hell is it he's doing? Yeah, I'm being that dumb. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete that. Yeah, I know that there's probably a much easier way to actually go about getting a blank mask screen. I never said I was smart. Y'all are the ones who are dumb enough to watch my ass. So let's grab this, make it all black, and I'm going to probably not make this correct. So, you know what, let's actually just come from here to here. So we know that we're at 1080, so let's see, that's one. No, right there. and there. And essentially what I want to do is cut it out. And I'm just going to move it over. I'm not trying to get it perfectly centered right now. I want to kind of give let's see, binocular view. So I should put that at the edge, a little bit off, just like the guy doing this. It's just a little bit off. So we have this like, okay, I'm in binocular view. Okay, you guys can do your own. Don't laugh at mine. I know I suck. Control Shift E, and I'm gonna put this on my F drive, on my effing drive. I'm gonna put this in the new shit folder, and I'm gonna leave this as a PNG, and I'm gonna call this Binoc Mask. So now this cutout area is going to be hollow. And discard all my changes. I'll find that. I want to go to my assets. Go to materials. I want to go to my asset folder. And in the new shit folder. And just drag that in here. So now we have that, the Binoc mask. And what I'm going to do is make this even more complicated. I'm going to go into my widget folder and create a widget blueprint called Binocs_W for widget. Open that summon gun up. And I want to go ahead and find my Binocs mask, save all. And I want to grab an image. I want to go ahead and anchor that to full screen. Come in here and 0, 0, 0, and 0. Grab my brush and select that arrow. And there we go. Compile and save. Now, yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, so from here, I'm also going to go ahead and, since I'm using Binocs, this is it right here. We're checking right here, are we using Binocs? If it's yes, then let's go ahead and also create a widget. Get player controller. We're just going to shove you in the hole. And we want to use the Binocs widget. And we want to add to viewport. Alright, so that's that. Now we need it to go the hell away. Actually, no, we don't want to attach it right here. Control C and delete. We want to set it right here on our use Binocs thing. So we're going to do all this. When we're doing this right here, we're saying we're not using Binocs. So now we can hit compile and save. Go back to our Binocs, go to our graph, and again, not best way of doing this. Just, we're past the 1 hour mark and jonesing for a smoke. Yes, I know I need to quit. I need to freaking quit, man. Cast to player underscore base. That's the name of my third person character or my player character. And get player character So what I'm wanting to do now is I want to get using binocs. If I am not using the binocs, then I want to get rid of this widget. So if I am not using binocs, then I want to remove from, it's like kidnapping a baby, you're going to remove it from the parent. So say compile and save. Am I moving too fast or am I moving too slow? I know I'm a little bit slow mentally, but you know. I need to make that box a little bit bigger. Alright, so now we're looking through binocs. We can zoom in and out. It looks like binoculars, okay? It's not perfect, but you know what? It looks like we're looking through binoculars. And then we hit B, and there we go. We are back to normal. Binocs. And no binocs. There. I hope you guys are happy. I hope you're happy now. Damn it. Alright, any questions on all this? This was using binoculars 101 from Sydney Studios. Not from them, but using their assets. From your fat friend, I mean your friend Beefalo Bart. Come back here. Damn it. Damn. Uncooperative Jeeps. Like the damn Jeeps in my backyard. Oh, that one's still... It's a labor of love doing a restoration on that. Yeah, you don't actually have to record this. It's actually going to be automatically saved. So you can always go back to it and watch it later. But if you want to record it, you go right ahead. The only problem with that is you actually have to listen to me over and over and over. So please don't commit suicide, you know. This project, I will, if you guys want me to, I will update it and update the version that's online. But we can actually move all around. We can look up and down. We can look, zoom in on the Jeep, zoom out. Alright, so it took me a hair over an hour to do this. But I've never done it before. I've never used binoculars before. Oh, if you're wondering what the hell this is, it's a mud pit. You go in here and it slows down your walking speed, even reduces your jump. You can't really get out of here. Oh, let me out! If you walk over to the edge, boop, you get thrown out. Just thought that would be fun. Like Jeep. Now, if you want, you can come over here to this Jeep. I got a lot of fixes on the Jeep I need to make. So it'll actually, you'll get in and out of the correct Jeep you're standing next to. Currently, the replication is not working on the Jeep right now. I haven't fixed that yet, but there. Let's let the Jeeps dance. Now, replication on this, if you're going to do this on multiplayer, then the only difference you're going to have to do is, if you watch the last video that I did on having problems doing replication, it was almost synchronized movement there of the Jeeps. You know what? I feel so smart for figuring this out. Yeah, the movement of the Jeep, everything of the Jeep is working correctly replicated, except for the fact that when you go to try to get in and out of it. So if you're trying to replicate this, the main difference of all this stuff we're doing here, and this is a lot of crap. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here just to do a set of binoculars. But as you can see, I think it's worth it. I think it works pretty good. You can actually get a real set of animations for it, or you can do like I did and refine that animation, tweak it to where, you know, add the thing to where you can attach the hand on if you want to, or just move the left hand out of the way and don't worry about it. So you're just holding the binocs with one hand looking around. Who said you got to use two hands on binocs? But when we hit B, all we're doing is we're checking to see if we've got binoculars. If so, we hit B the first time. It's going to turn the binocs visible. It's going to set that we're using the binocs. It's going to activate and deactivate cameras. It's going to use controller rotation yaw. It's going to turn on a widget when we're not using it anymore. It's going to turn off the widget. It's also on the mouse wheel. Up and down is going to change the field of view, and we put a clamping value in here to prevent it from, I know this may be hard to look at here, but we clamped it to 10 and 120. We could probably clamp it a little bit higher, but you know, that's good enough. You know, the default is 90. So another thing we could actually do here is, just to complicate things even more, this could be the last thing I'm doing, and y'all can kiss my butt. I'm done with this. So when we're doing this, we're putting the binocs away. This is, everything is good to go. We are done with binoculars. I'm going to go ahead and get reference to my binoc cam, and I'm going to set field of view to 90. That is the default number that it started off as. So now whenever I put my binoculars away, it defaults them back to the original 90. So now if I walk over here, grab the binocs, and I use my binocs, I can zoom in all the way. Okay, I'm going to put my binocs away, I'm going to pull them back out again, and it went back to my middle. So we can come back to, that's 120, and this is 10. So all the way back to 10, put them away, pull them back up, we're back to 90 again. So we're setting a default range, and we can zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. I think that's awesome. I feel so special. Alright guys, I'm going to close down this video. Chat with me in the Discord channel, not on direct messages. I really don't like direct messages. I have 7 of them waiting, and most of you guys know that I'm the people who have sent those messages know that I'm live streaming. So it kind of annoys me that people live stream while I'm actually, or while I'm, it annoys me that other people live stream. No, it annoys me that people know that I'm live streaming and they're sending me private Discord messages. I'm like, okay, the rest of you people in the world can just suck it for a minute so I can focus in on what you have to say. To me, it just comes across as being rude. If you know I'm streaming, please don't send me a Discord message. It's rude to everybody else. You guys know who you are. Somebody sent me 5, somebody else sent me 2. So, alright guys and gals, thanks, and I'll be watching Discord channel. What I may actually do is, since it is now 11 o'clock at night, I either may come back over here and play around with this some more. If you want to see more, and just let me know. I like trying to hammer out these features like this and learning new things. Alright guys, we'll talk to you on Discord, and have a good night.